Okay, National 5. So your task 2 was to create this, and I think you did pretty well with this. It's not a bad effort by the majority of people that have actually attempted it. So the only real issue is just one little thing, is just watching these verticals. Okay, so see this here, this was your leading edge here, so that was your vertical on the page, and that should be parallel to the edge of the page. Okay, it doesn't have to be, as long as everything else is parallel from it. That's the main thing. So parallel, taking your ruler, sliding it along to get this. Okay, now what I said about some of them, where we had these going back the way like this, and if you start drawing lines like that which are slightly off, then everything will then look slightly off. So watch what you're doing with these. These need to be more vertical, making sure. So the easiest way is just to use a straight edge. You don't even need a ruler to do it. Like it says, I've got these little things like this, just little cards. You can use that as a straight edge. So again, sliding it to get the verticals. That's the only thing I could really criticise you on having done that. So well done for that. Right, going to move on. Again, reason for sticking with this is part of your assessment. If you can get this done just now, you can, when you come back into school, then we can do some of it in school, and you can get practice at some of the actual assessment tasks and some of the actual objects that we've got that we actually get you to make and create when you're in school. So again, next step, I'm just going to start off, back off with my 2 vanishing points up here. And again, you can do it on a smaller piece of paper if you wish. So I'm just going to start off again just with that block. So I'm going to, there's my leading edge again, and I'm just going to take my construction lines back. I'm going to do mine a little bit lighter today. You should still be able to see them if you're looking carefully. I'm going to keep them a little bit lighter. So again, I'm using this method of pencil on the vanishing point, and then I'm just rotating my straight edge to come back down. So again, I'm going to give it some width. So again, here's what I was talking about. Put it on, slide it without the ruler going side to side. Okay, so again, slide it side to side. Again, right hand corner back up to top left, left hand corner back up to the top right vanishing point. So I think we all got drawn this, no problem whatsoever. We did depth going in the way, but what about if we want to add on? Well, in some ways, adding on is a little bit more complicated. You just need to think through the process and think about how you're actually going to do it, and follow that every time, and just follow the same rules that we applied with what we're drawing here. So if this was my house, imagine if I was going to add on an extension to the front of the house here. First thing I'd be doing is I need to put some verticals in, so to show the shape of the object I'm going to put in. So if it's a square or rectangular extension, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my straight edge, I'm just going to slide it along a little bit. I'm just going to draw it to the top, and I'm going to do it lightly. So that gives me the shape that way. I'm going to put the height on now, so the height again coming through the vanishing point. So the height that I'm going to use, so this is the bit that's going to come out. This is a shape that's going to be extended out in this direction here. So I'm drawing in this direction. So most of the lines I'm going to be drawing are working from the vanishing point on the left hand side, coming out this way. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the depth of it, how far out it's going to come. So if we think about this as an extension, if I said, and again look through the vanishing point, that's how far out this line of the wall comes to here. I'm going to stop there. Okay. Now there's a couple of things I could do. I could go vertical here, or I could use some of the other corners of the object. I'm going to go the corners of the object first. When you do this, you decide which method you wish to use. So I'm going to put my pencil here. I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to extend this one out here. So I'll keep this one slightly lighter just now, and I'm going to extend this one out here as well. Okay, I'm not going to extend this one out, because if you think about it, if this is a solid construction, then this is going to be a wall, and I won't see what's going to happen at the back of here. I'm only going to see the side of the wall and the top. I think it's the same as here, side and top. I decided that this was how far out it came. So the next thing to do is to go vertical. Same here as my leading edge, going back up the way. So again, to make sure I get my verticals, like vertical, parallel, parallel, parallel. It goes up. And once it goes to the top there, when we got to here, we went back up to the vanishing point. We do the same here. We now go back to that vanishing point again. But this time I'm not going to go all the way. I'm going to stop where I hit coming out here, because this is the back edge. It's the same as this edge here. Again, it's just a box onto a box. Come back down, think about the next stage. This part here went up to the vanishing point, so this corner goes up to the vanishing point. Again, I'm not going to take it all the way up. We'll leave it kind of light there because I know that at this point here, what happens at the back end? It's a vertical, parallel, 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 parallel. You get fed up with me saying that, by the way, parallel all the time. But once you know it, then it's good. In theory, if I was to draw this line in here, in theory, look, that should pass through there, but we're not putting that in because we're not going to see it. That's me added on to that object now. So if I give you one of my wooden blocks to draw, this is exactly the method that you can use for this. So if I go back in and line in what I've done, so here is shape of my house. So the outlines, remember, light lines for construction, outlines for the actual shape of the object. So you leave your construction lines in, you never get marked down for leaving construction in. It seems to be every time I do a video just now, my phone decides to pop off. Right, so here we go. And again, I can go back and I can do these ones as well. So that is the extension, if you think about it, putting a little door on there now. So this little line in here, if you wanted to, yeah, you could go back. Put a rubber here. Don't know what's that. Oh, there's my rubbers on the floor. If you wanted to go back and tidy your drawing up so that you get the understanding a little bit better, then I don't mind if you go back in and do a little bit of a rub out there. So you can see now the construction of that. And again here, if you wanted your little door on here, this is where we get quite good now. So again, height of the door, top line, back up to the vanishing point, bottom corner, back to the vanishing point, vertical, because it's a door way, back to the vanishing point. Here's my little door in there. And again, very quickly, you can put windows on. Again, parallel, lines, parallel, bottom of the window, back up to the vanishing point, top of the window, back up to the vanishing point. Need to extend that just a little bit. Depth is going back this way this time, so I'm on the left hand side of the leading edge, so the left hand side, so I'm going to see the left hand side where there's depth. It's going to show on the left hand side. Back up, vertical, and then back through the vanishing point, my window. Very quickly I've created that. In the same way, if we're looking to create depth on the side here, say you were creating depth on the top here, it would be exactly the same way. So if I put in my shape that I'm going to put in here, so again I'm going to run a little sky window parallel to this, and this time, so it's going to be right in the middle here. So you can see I'm creating this square or rectangular shape, whichever you end up doing. So there's the outline of the shape. This time the depth is going to go down the way. So this time I need a line parallel to the leading edge. So it goes down the way. Now, what happens now, if it's not going to go all the way in, if it's got a little window here, what you think about, this edge here, I will see the inside of this edge here. So this one goes to the right hand vanishing point, and it stops there. At this time, I can see the inside, this wall here, and the same, I'll see the wall here because it's not going all the way through. So here, in this corner, vanishing point on the left this time, and you'll see now, there's my little skylight, and I've taken away material from the object there, and then I can go back in and I can outline the rest of my object. And in the same way, what we're going to do, we're going to add on a couple of bits. So that would be my house. Imagine if this house is sitting in a row of houses, or houses within there. So if my next house, so you've got to think about it, here's the little gap between it. Here's my leading edge. Okay, leading edge, still the leading edge. Goes back up, and there's the width of my building there. Parallel, parallel. So forget you've drawn this, stick with the same rules. Leading edge, where does this edge now go? Back to the vanishing point. But look, it stops there because you can't go behind the building from here. It goes back the way, back to this vanishing point here. As far as you want, I'm going to make this one longer. Okay. This edge here, back to the vanishing point as well. Okay, so now I decide how far did the house go back. Here's this one here, went there. This one, I decided it went to there. It comes down vertical. And in theory, it would stop my leading edge there, so you can see where that goes. Back of the building, back up to here. So now my building extends further past this one, but I've just used the same basis of using this leading edge. And if I wanted to add on to this and build up the way, so let's just use some of these construction lines that I've just got there. So if I said to you, here's the width, let's put a little tower on here, vanishing point. So let's build this up. So I'm going to, I'm going to put my leading edge on. There's the leading edge. Where does it go? Now look, I've gone above the vanishing point, so something different is going to happen this time. Back to the vanishing point. This edge here, back to the vanishing point. But it stops there because that's the end of the building. Back up. So I've now got left hand side of the building, left hand side. Same rules apply. Back to the vanishing point. Okay? Depends on how far back. We're only going to take it back to here. So there's my end of the building. So this is my building added on top. And again, you can see there, you would do all this in construction first, come back in, and then you can go back and you can put in your details. So if you had multiple windows here, 2 verticals, vanishing point. Don't forget, don't think that your line looks wrong. If it's going back through the vanishing point, it's right. So you don't have to worry. So all these little windows here, I'm just going to do a big bank of them. All these little lines going back here, all go back through the vanishing point. And all my verticals stay vertical. So if you're doing a building and it's got a big display on it, everything's going back to the vanishing point, and you can build up something here. So the next task I'm going to give you, I'm going to get you to do this, okay? I want you to follow this here. So this is, call this task 3. Copy what Mr. W did. So copy what I've got here. You can copy this bit here as well if you want. Once you've copied that, you add in round about there any other details that you want, something else that you want to add into it, make it look what you want. You can come across, you can add in here, you know, so if I had the street here, I can put in another leading edge here. I can still use these vanishing points here if I wanted to, and still create another object. Once you've done that, I think I might give you a little video to do off the internet, okay, which is a guy doing two-point perspective with a building, and he's doing his own design, because in theory we can do some really crazy things, you know. You can add stuff on. So let's imagine if I had a roof here that's kind of unconnected from here. Leading edge, construct, construct, construct. So there's the first part of our rules. And we think about the size of the roof. Let's have a roof all the way across. There's the edge of there, so it's going to cover these 2 parts here. Now, will I be able to see underneath that? If I put my pencil there, yes. If I put my pencil there, yes. You see now, my building has above here, and then if I said, right, well, how do I connect that building to there? I'm going to put in. So I have the parts here where I am building up and going back the way now with the little parts which hold the building up. Okay, so there's that little block which holds that up. And again, if I went back in and outlined that, I would have that one there, and I can add in my other one up here. Again, this is why you build it in construction lines first, because as you go through it, you'll be adding in lines. So there's another little block in there. Little block holding that roof on. So you go away and have a go at just creating something there, which is your own thing. Okay, we are at Tuesday today. Oh, we're at Wednesday. So I'll probably set this. This should take no longer than 10 minutes again. 10-15 minutes to actually create this. Okay, so I shall set this for Friday, and then we'll have another look next week. Okay, so you're copying what I've done here just to show that we can now go and add stuff on. So I'm looking at the adding on aspect rather than the depth, but add these details as well. It's good to do. Okay.